millennial, I don't need paper, so it's easy to keep track of what I need to talk about. First of all, can I get raise your hands, who hasn't or known of me before today? Like, who has not known who I am? And then before I come out here, before you've been told, who has known that I've had an Usher or a vision impairment? Like, keep your hand up if you didn't know that I have a vision impairment as of today. Because that sort of tells what Usher and RP does. You don't see it physically. So when I'm on the streets, it's not easy. I use my cane stays in my bag. I hate using it, as it's been discussed today. I really don't want to use it. So on the streets, it's hard, because obviously you haven't seen me if you see me on the streets, you would have thought I'm a regular person out there. Yeah, with a hearing impairment, doesn't matter. Vision impairment, that's a different scenario. So yeah, I've got Usher type 2. Specifically, I don't know yet. I haven't gone that far with the gene therapy. Probably won't even do it eventually until maybe my kids and stuff to obviously find out the whole that sort of process. So I'll get into the late details. So basically, obviously born in 1997, so I'm 21 years old. I was diagnosed with my hearing impairment when I was 2. That was obviously, I don't remember that, I'm 2 years old, no one remembers it when they're 2 years old. My mum does, as she tells the story over and over again. So, obviously being a mother, getting told, as Paula said before, parents don't want to hear that news. She was, basically what she said, she was like hysterical. So obviously going here in Australia, by the way, I'm from Newcastle, so keep that in mind. So went to here in Australia, in Newcastle, they told her that I had hearing impairment. She lost it. She did not want to believe it. She cracked the shit, sorry my French. She walked out, didn't want to hear anything about it. Just walked out, did not go back in. Obviously, Dad, being a more logical guy, understands that sense. He obviously got his mum saying, we need to fix this, we need to understand what's going on. So a couple of weeks later, went back here in Australia, got these big giant hearing aids in the back of my head, had them for a couple of years, obviously still got it now. So hearing impairment, not a problem for me. I didn't have a problem with my hearing impairment. As most of the people here with moderate to severe, which is a hearing aid, I'll forget about it. I'll forget my hearing aids on. I've fallen in pools with them in, so I've damaged hearing aids. I've tried to hide when I was younger. I took them out while my mum was nagging. That was the most after in my life. So went to primary school, went to preschool, went to obviously early care and whatnot. So that was all fine. Obviously went to speech therapy, and that was the difficult part of that. I didn't know what I did, obviously I remember that time, but hearing Mum's story about what I had to do, just how I had to learn how to speak. Obviously when you have hearing impairment, you know that you're a bit more delayed in speech, so therefore, even a simple thing, just gargling water to speak G, feeling the apple go up and down for the tone of the voice, just that sort of stuff. Like you even just go home, speaking a high pitch, you add an apple go up. Speaking a low pitch, add an apple go down. Just that little stuff, just very, very small thing to help you learn. So we tried to get involved with the deaf community. Mum sort of screwed that up. She has the mentality, she's a nurse, so obviously she takes it very, very like casually strict way, not so much very oxymoron, but from what she told me the story, I remember the day, we went to some deaf community. Went to a deaf community, so therefore, one day I apparently did something bad, don't remember what, I was doing something naughty, got the smack of the bum. Back in the day you're allowed to do that, obviously not can't today, but the other deaf mothers did not like that. They apparently quoted to her, "You can't do that, he's special." Mum hates the word special. It's just that sense of, my child's not special, he's not special, he's a normal child. And thinking about this day, I'm glad she said that, because right now I hate being called special. So obviously since then, she had no interest in going to any more deaf community stuff, because she got kicked out basically. So moving on, so obviously primary school, went to a little Catholic school. Mum being Catholic, so I was forced to go there. So a lot about Mum. Mum did a lot of things in my life. So Dad's just Catholic, he just went through the motion. Mum's the one that did everything for me. So I went to Catholic school. So hearing impairment, obviously, I was still learning how to speak. Still am now. I don't have the best speech. I'm pretty lucky how I am. but I still have stutters, I still have lips, all that stuff. So primary school, obviously went through the general stuff and the new little fish in the pond, like the big pond with the big fishes, being intimidated, but I did what I did. Bullying, yeah, that happens. It happens everywhere. Every school's got that, especially even when you're disabled. Obviously, you've got these big ass hearing aids on the back of your head. I used to use FM boxes. I hate using FM box. I don't use that now. I refuse to. I never really recommend using them either. They're just very annoying. So, yeah, had my special aid person, the teacher. Didn't use her for a while because I just didn't. Then I didn't really. I'm not an academic student. Didn't really care. I just went to school because I had to. So I went through kindergarten. Well, I call it kindergarten up there. So then 1, 2, 3, 4, and then year 5 was to change my life. 2008, the 8th of the 8th, 2008. So 2 days before that, I remember this day, it was on a Tuesday. It was just before we were about to leave the class. I got my right arm, my hands, rubbed my right eye, moved my left eye to look around the classroom, had this lightning strike in my eye. That was a bit of a weird moment. It was just one little move from bottom right to top left would cause a really bright lightning strike in my eye. Didn't know what it was. I was like, okay, whatever. Went home, told mum, and we were like, okay, we'll just go to OPSM, get normal stuff done, got the test done. Back then, obviously, 10 years ago, wasn't severe, wasn't high technology stuff, but obviously good enough to be able to pick up there's a tear in my eye. They couldn't really say that too much because obviously OPSN aren't that high up in their technology. So I referred off to Dr. Davies, was then local ophthalmologist. He therefore basically diagnosed I had 3 retinal tears in my left eye. So that was the 8th of the 8th. Basically that day was the day that changed everything. So went to the doctors, 3 retinal tears. Sweet, who cares? Had a surgery, 2 hours surgery, came back out, pilot patch we call it. Went to school, had these really painful jobs for the next week or 2. Didn't enjoy that. So at that time, it was I just had an eye problem. That's all I had. Didn't really think much of it. And then just kept going back to the doctors, didn't know why. And thing is, in the side story, my parents knew why, and I'll explain it later. So just kept going to the doctors, kept going the really annoying drops, all the mothers and parents who have a kid with the Ushers, they'll know this drop that dilate your pupils, they're really painful. They dilate your pupil, you look in the sun, just, look outside, just slightly, feels like you're looking into the sun, it's really painful. So if you take your kids to an ophthalmologist, take sunglasses, really strong sunglasses. So just kept going to the doctors. By then I was playing sport, so I played soccer, I call it football, you guys call it soccer here, I don't know why. Victorians. So played soccer and cricket, my main 2 sports. Also did touch football, rugby league, hockey, touch football, athletics, swimming, hockey, tennis. I played all sports. Played all the sports I could. And we just kept going back to the doctors. And I had this one doctor that was a substitute for that day, and he didn't know that my parents were keeping the disease from me. So I was still being only, I think I was 10, it would have been about 12 or 13 by then. So he didn't know that my parents kept the disease from me. He accidentally blurted it out. My mum nearly cracked at him because it was still meant to be a secret and she didn't want me to know about it. So he basically told mum and dad about that secret. And then I was there in the situation and I got kicked out of the room. I remember the day I got kicked out of the room, got given a lollipop, I was crying outside. And it was a weird day of my life. So following that, went to Sydney, got some really annoying tests done. Hey, that was the worst day. It's just they stick probes in the bottom of your eye, underneath your eyelids, it's just so painful. Did that, and so after that, went back to home, saw the doctor. That was the day I got diagnosed with Usher syndrome. So I don't remember that day specifically because, again, it was hidden from me, so I don't remember the day I actually went back. That's why the 8th of the 8th is my day, because the day I went to actually see Dr. Davies, and the day I got basically diagnosed in a way. So this was very early on stages. I didn't really know anything. Like, I didn't feel like I was different at that time. Like, obviously I had a hearing impairment, obviously, but the vision, I didn't really think I had that. Like, I didn't have any problem with the dark at the time, but also I was mentioning one of the other people's presentation that how do we know what's different? So what do I see? What I thought I saw was what everyone else with a regular vision sees. So it was really hard to understand between basically different eyesights. And so I was running around the dark. I think I remember one day I was playing Murder in the Dark, and I was a murderer at the time. Came around the corner and just smashed my knee in the letterbox. And I didn't see the letterbox, but I didn't think much of it because who knew different? I didn't know anything different. So that was something, they're one thing that I try and teach parents, that kids might not show it because they don't know the difference. So you've got to try and somehow, it's hard to explain, but you've got to sometimes try and find a way to make them realise that it's a little bit different to what a regular eye will see. And so I went to high school, still had plenty of vision. I still had 90 degrees. I was still able to see. I did not know anything different. It did not go down. I didn't feel like I went down. So it was just still hard to really explain what I had to other people. So year 7, year 8, bullying kept coming through. Same people, same guys, different guys, new guys. It happens. I was still with my friends. Most of my friends know about the situation. At the time, they didn't understand it, but they knew about it. When I was 16, that was the time my life changed. That was where I went from 90 degrees at the start of the year down to 20 degrees at the end of the year. So very, very, very big drop. And so that's the year I became legally blind. So after that year I had to stop playing soccer. That year I had to stop playing cricket. So me being a sports fanatic, that killed me. So that year was the longest year of my life. Year 10, still doing final exams. It's just the longest year of my life, and it really struggled. I was lucky to have my learning sport teacher. She was probably the best person I've ever actually spoke to. She knew, obviously she'd been working with people with disabilities. There was another guy there with vision impairment, a different sort, but my type was different. But she knew how to keep me on track with my work and keep my mental state to a stable level. Obviously, being a 16-year-old, emotions are high, emotions are low, it just changes. So it's actually probably one of the hardest times of my life that year. So hoping to stop cricket and football, that was, again, worst thing. Until my sport teacher, Jennifer Hayden, she got an email from the Hunter Goalball. If anyone doesn't know what goalball is, it's a vision impaired sport, but specifically for vision impaired people. It's a sport where everyone's totally blindfolded, 3 people on the court, but 6, 3 on each team, and you basically hold the ball past the other person, and you stop the ball with your body. So it's like dodgeball, but with using your body to hit the ball, so it's weird. You can just Google it, it's easy when you see it on the video. Country in the world that has a team, so we've got 2 guys in WA and 3 guys in Queensland, so it's just trying to train, it's a hard thing. So, but since joining cricket, again, the network of friends is basically the friends I speak to now. I don't speak to any goalballers because goalball and cricket don't like each other. So we try and stay away from each other. So I speak to my friends at cricket. So the best thing about being here, like when you're with your normal friends, the friends who don't have disability, they feel like they can't joke around with you. And I tell them a lot, you can joke, you can make jokes. I know you, you know me, you can make jokes, but they still don't want to do it. With the vision impaired friends, we make the worst out of each other. So there's one guy named Daniel Pritchard, I don't know if anyone knows him. He's a cricketer. So he has full peripheral, but very, very weak acuity. So right now, he couldn't detail any faces right now. You'd probably struggle with reading Matt Cameron on the screen from this distance. So what he would do, we'd go out to like a club or something or a restaurant, in the dark time. So obviously he already knows I'm a disadvantage there. So he'll be like, oh mate, need a hand? I'm like, okay, he's going to start, right? Time to get him back. So we joke around, so like my night vision isn't the worst. I've actually been quite lucky to have some night vision. Just I've got no peripheral. Obviously I've got about 5-degree peripheral, so I've got a very, very narrow peripheral. So, but he knows that. He knows that very well, and he abuses it. So basically what happened, we'll go out to a restaurant, and then there was one time, we're in the dark, so obviously you'd be joking about saying, oh, you need a hand, oh, watch out for this pole, watch out for this, just being a complete rat about it. And then I dropped something out of my pocket, it was coins, and he knew that I can't see the coins straight away. So he's like, oh yeah, pick up the coin, just sit there and watch me try to fumble around trying to find my coins. And I'm like, alright, read the menu. You can't read the menu. He's like, okay, touche, right. That's where it started. So, and that's just the sort of jokes we have. Like, all the other boys know that I know some boys can't see distance. So I was like, okay, sweet, read me what that's down there. They're like, you're an X. So, and then they know when I drop something, they're just like, okay, try and find it. They just watch me fail, and it's just a joke we have. And that's the best part about it. As much as we're putting each other down, it's actually helping each other out because we know that we can keep each other happy about it. So that's why I'm sort of here today, to really basically put out the idea that's, like, for me, sport, obviously there's different, like, music, performing arts, that's fine, and that's obviously individual senses, but for me, sport, because the network is there, it can help you, and that's why I've sort of stayed around. Like, yeah, my mental state hasn't been the most stable, I'll admit that, and sport has kept me going. So if I had to stop sport, I just crumbled. And that's where even this recent year, I know in RP, it gets worse. So the back of my mind is like, well, my vision's going to go, therefore cricket won't be as easy, so I won't be able to play cricket, or I won't be able to play to the level I want to play. So that made me struggle. And I thought this year, I need another sport. I need another sport that I can start training now. When my vision goes, I can continue playing that sport when my vision is gone. Like, I can play cricket when I'm totally gone, I'll do that. But when I'm getting to the stage of having just 1 to 2 degrees, where it's basically next to nothing, but you still are classified as sighted, I just can't play to the Australian level I want to play. So therefore, that's why with the Paralympics, athletics is something I've always loved. Normally I'm an 800 runner, then I have 800, so that's why I'm going to try the 400 sprints. So I've just started training actually yesterday, that's why my legs are so sore. And so that's basically my next ambition. So just a bit of stat-wise and what I've done. So as I've said, I've been deputy vice for the Australian team twice, vice captain for the New South Wales team once, and that was last year when we won it against Victoria. But unfortunately, this year I have to nominate Victoria, so I'm going to take it back off my whole team. So stat-wise, highest score, 170 not out, did that last year against South Australia. We hate South Australians. Big rivalry between South Australia and us. I'm not a bowler. Yeah. Fielding actually is my best job. It's quite surprising how narrow my vision is. Not trying to be self-cocky, but my vision is quite relied on out of the field. Just because I arguably had the best central vision out there. Like, I'm close to 20/20 in my central vision. So they always use me on the boundaries. So obviously that's why they rely me on the field. So it's actually quite rewarding for me, because for me, I'm a people pleaser. I like to help people. So I know that if that's the sense, then I can actually be on the field and just purely help people like Daniel Pritchard, who can't see the ball coming to him. So I just tell him left and right, and then he'll come and get it, and then I'll go in and field behind him, obviously just a general backup. And then he knows that I do that in the sense of heart, and that's what makes me happy, because I know that I'm actually helping him for that sense. So internationally, not the greatest. Like I said, we get slaughtered. We haven't made finals since I've been there for 2 years. My next tour we'll try out for will be the Ashes series in 2020. That'll be in England, so So hopefully we'll win that, hopefully. And so, basically what I'm here today for, trying to wrap it up, was just basically reiterate is the sense of being vision impaired, like for a parent who has an affected child, don't treat them any different. Yeah, there's going to be the sense that they might not be able to drive. I can't drive. Yes, it hurts, but I'll go-karting. I shouldn't, but I do. Like, someone with 5-degree vision, you just shouldn't do it. I'll probably go next week if I could, because it's something I love doing. Like, generally I'll go when I know the people on the track if they know my vision, because I have had time where I've gone on tracks with other people who don't know my vision, and I'm like, they're old if they get hit, because, yeah. So, and I've done things like skydiving. Like, I've heard parents say, oh, you shouldn't skydive because you've got a vision impairment. That's crap. That's crap. Like, I understand there's going to be some things where you can't let your child do something with vision impairment. For example, like for me, I can't play rugby league because my retina buckles, because I can pull that out. So my mum hated rugby league, but I knew I couldn't do it. So that's why I play touch, because obviously it's a difference. So go-karting, even you have to do, if they're really badly sighted, you can just do the double go-karts. You drive, put them in the car, it's fine. So, and then end of this year, I'm going to Europe by myself for 3 weeks. So a person who's severely sighted going to Europe, it should tell other people that you can do it. So that's where I'm trying to educate parents to the sense of that their child can do anything they want. May need to adapt, they can still do it. Thank you.